Okay, today we're with our monk character, and we're gonna break down 5 mods that we use for our monk build. Before we get started, make sure to check out these 2 videos on animations and engines because some of the things you'll see in this video will require mods from those 2 videos. With that out of the way, let's jump straight in. So we're building our monk character to be similar to Kharazim from Diablo 3, an unarmed brawler and healer. Now, unarmed combat exists in Skyrim, but only the Khajiit and the Argonian races can take full advantage of it, or we do the smithing enchanting exploit to make unarmed combat viable for the other races. But this is a mods video, so we're gonna make it possible for the other races to have unarmed skills and perks with the mod Way of the Monk. Before you say, what? An ordinator in the same sentence? My answer to that is yes. So Way of the Monk has a lot of features when it comes to unarmed combat. You not only get unarmed perks, but you also get unarmored and stealth perks. So to answer your question, can you go naked, fight people, and survive? Yep. Do I recommend it? Only if you're role-playing as a nudist. Europeans. The mod also grants unarmed and unarmored skills for all races, so these skills are no longer exclusive to just the cats and lizards of Tamriel. Everyone can be a monk. The mod is somewhat customizable. You can change the rate in which you gain skills and perk points. You can choose between just using the mod's perk point system, or you can use the perk points from the vanilla game. You can have your level increase as your monk skills develop, or you can leave that out. The only thing this mod doesn't do are animations, which brings us to... Before we continue with this mod, disable all your combat idols or this won't work. And you won't need to run Nemesis with this mod, which is great. What this mod basically does is provide animations for non-combat stances, meaning when there are no enemies around, and combat stance animations when enemies are nearby. This mod features non-combat and combat stance animations for weapons, like dual-wielding axes for example, or dual-wielding swords, or spears, or even magic. There's a whole host of combat and non-combat stance animations for different weapon types, but for monk, we're only using unarmed animations. So our monk is a disciplined boxer, like Floyd Mayweather. Point. So we're gonna get rid of the wild haymakers in vanilla and replace it with the mod Cross and Jab Special Edition. Now sadly, this mod doesn't have body shots, so we'll have to be content with punching people's faces. This mod just replaces the vanilla unarmed combat, which adds a solid foundation for boxing in Skyrim. However, it doesn't replace directional or power punches. For that, we'll need the mods Unarmed 4 Directional Power Attacks and Unarmed Power Attack Animation. These mods do exactly what they say. Forward power punches, left power punches, right power punches, back power punches, and standing power punches. Yes, it's flashy, but we're trying to recreate Kharazim in Skyrim. And finally, we're gonna need an initiate skill and buffs and heals. Now in the game, the shout Whirlwind Sprint can help with that, but sometimes enemies are above you or below and we need to close that gap. So we're gonna use Triumvirate. Now you can go ham with this and use all the spells in this mod, but for our monk, we'll be using the spell Step Through Shadows as our initiate skill. And for buffs and heals, we can go with Spirit of the Sun, Life Tap, any of the auras, Mass Immortality, Create Water Totem, either of the staves, Shield of Awe, and either of the vision spells. As a bonus, we're including Elemental Fist for extra elemental damage to take down enemies with certain resistances. Now this mod basically adds invisible weapons, so you won't benefit from the unarmed perk skills. But if you like glowing fists, this mod is for you. And there you have it. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to be notified when another video comes out. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. You've been awesome.